now on both his hands and knees, grunting away severely beaten, looking to the ground and questioning, "What power? I had no idea such beings could exist. Father, why did you hide this from me? You told me I was the strongest. Father." As with his final thoughts being over his deceased papa, Broly would fall unconscious, completely spent of his last bit of energy. The beast finally sleeps. What a fighter you are, Broly! But he would not be alone, as beside him a pair of feet would land, watching over him like a guardian angel. But unfortunately, where you are just a Saiyan, I am far more than just that. As Zikor, revealing a hideous transformed new state, with both Cyan and Red Seraphim taking after his own late mother Rani, would show why he was chosen as the fourth, his bag of tricks yet to be shown fully at all. Come, Gaiba, your new home awaits. But it would not be long after that finally Vegito would return, and behind him a calmed but defeated Gaiba, who he had clearly tamed and persuaded to follow him in the end. As Gaiba, looking around, would nervously question, This is where an Omni King lives? What is this place? It's so barren." But Vegito, just looking ahead, would let out, "Don't worry, it's just a pit. Do my eyes deceive me, or? The gang's all here, and it looks like the fifth and the fourth have succeeded. Who would have thought?" "What do you mean, Dad? What else did you expect?" As revealed, standing there in wait already would be Goten and Xicor, battle-ravaged, with their two new, equally battle-ravaged recruits, Jiren and Broly, remaining quiet in caution in the presence of the strangers, Omni Vegito and Gaiba. But regardless, Vegito would walk straight towards the Pride Trooper, as he would continue commenting, "You did it, Goten! You and Zikor! You've both proven your positions, unlike the others that came before." "So that is the warrior's father." As finally Jiren would make eye contact with the so-called father he had heard so much about from Goten, unknowingly, technically face-to-face with Son Goku like in the original multiverse and timeline, as he would then think internally, "Unbelievable. This man's power, it feels endless. So this is what lies beyond even the Grand Priest." Hold on, what's this? Don't tell me our timings were this perfect. But the surprise returns would seemingly not end when the Omni King would momentarily sense the arrival of two others. As two familiar portals, one shaped after an angel and the other after a dragon, would then appear, much to the surprise of the three new members of the five who had never before seen this. And of course, 2 feet would begin stepping out, And of course, it would be at exactly the same time. You didn't think we'd take that long, did you? It feels good to be back, Dad. I hope I'm finally ready to serve. As perfectly, Dragon God Piccolo and Grand Priest Gohan would finally emerge from their respective trainings. Both new men, it would seem, as Piccolo's clothing would be all new, while Gohan's eyes would reflect his new role as the father of all angels. Clearly, just like many of the realms in this multiverse, time had moved yet again differently wherever they had gone. But with them being gods now and immortal, it would hardly matter how old they were now. Now that's what I'm talking about! Piccolo, I can sense your divine nature. Those super Dragon Balls are as good as mine now, aren't they? And Gohan, that's some power boost you've got. I knew you'd surpass Dai. As always, my life just seems to go perfectly. And it's no different when the whole multiverse is under my rule now. It's time. As after a snide grin, clearly smug at his perfect, always winning existence, Omni Vegito would simply snap his fingers and... It's time to whip this multiverse into shape, my fellow gods. No prisoners, no mercy. All villains must die. And just like that, on the snap of his fingers, not only would all fighters be returned to full health, but to their natural clothing too. The Dragon God Piccolo, the Grand Priest Gohan, fifth of the 5 strongest Goten, Zikor the 4th, Gaiba the 3rd, Broly the 2nd, and Jiren the 1st. All together, rolling forward into a new era with Omni Vegito. And in this new era, events around the multiverse would continue to occur, namely one beginning on Namek, as we would see a grisly pair of feet stand before what looks like a small Namekian heart. Hiding doesn't save you, little ones. Your fear alone is enough of a tantalizing scent for me. As revealed, standing would be Morrow, having heard of the Namekian Dragon Balls and arriving on the peaceful planet to wish for his youth back, while getting his fill on Namekian energy along the way, as he would soon turn his head towards the lone hut, and pulling up his hand would call out, "Fine, I don't need to see your faces while I feast anyway. Die in your home, but your energy will be mine." We're done for! As unfortunately, inside would be 2 young Namekians. Somebody, please! Closing their eyes now as they would start beginning the feeling of their energy leaving their bodies. But everything would end when finally their hopes would be answered, as slamming straight into Morrow's face would be a hard-hitting kick that could only belong to another Namekian. Sent flying and straight into the distance, as the 2 boys would look out through the door in pure curiosity. Namek is done worrying about your type. If you want energy, Just see if you can take mine. Whoa! As revealing himself with his arms folded and an assured smile, Dragon God Piccolo would stand as the new protector of Namek forevermore. And with a god behind them, no more threats would ever come to the peaceful green people. But soon we'd join other events in the future also, like the showdown between Gas and Granola, beginning with the Cerulean getting smashed straight in the stomach, until Gas's hand would light up and... Sorry, but your wish to be the strongest means null now. Now, that title belongs to me. What? Until ultimately, it would blow up right in front of Granola and for devastating effect, covering him in a cloud of pure fire and destruction. Sending the sharpshooter smashing into the background mountains. Crucified onto its surface, sitting down defeated, Granola could only mumble, This isn't fair! Life isn't meant to be fair, Cerulean. The strongest lead, and after my wish to become even stronger than you, I am that leader. As Gas's final move to end things would be to throw a final energy ball made up of mysterious energy straight through at Granola's way. This can't be it! And by Granola's look of fear, it would seem even he knew this would be the end. But miraculously, before it would even make impact, it would erase from all sight. What? That kid still has tricks up his sleeve? How? I'm supposed to be the strongest now. But as Gas would stand stunned in confusion, sorry, but you need to really stop calling yourself that. The title of strongest belongs to my brother. As suddenly, Grand Priest Gohan would reveal himself right behind Gas, and like the Grim Reaper himself, would be here to end this arc of Dragon Ball Super all by himself. I've told you everything! As finally, while this would be going on, we would revisit a familiar scene told to us briefly in the past, as Omni Vegito would stand threatening Zuno the All-Knowing, letting hold me a great deal, yes, but there is more I need to know. For one, I'm not as stupid as those gods that came before, to think there would be no one above even the Omni King. Who created him? What lies beyond this realm and this multiverse? To which Zuno would begin speaking, explaining away in surprising detail until... Elder gods? There's that many, huh? And my creator, his name is Castiel. But adjusting quickly, Vegito would then ask, and let me guess, they don't have the best intentions. Tell me, do any of these elder gods plan to interfere with me or harm my people in any way? To which Zuno would reply, yes, one does aim to take control, perhaps even erase us all. Of course there would be. So it's Castiel then. Just another god I'll grow to surpass. No problem.
No, not him. The culprit is another elder god, known as Cronoa. She plans on forcing a tournament of the elder gods, and she will take control by... Zuno's information on Cronoa's intention being explained thoroughly until...
You're kidding! What a crafty plan! And she thinks all of that will go the way she hopes?
But Vegito would soon begin giggling, closing his eyes, letting out...
Right. I mean, if she's so confident, then let's just say things do go ahead. That this tournament happens, and I fight for Castiel. Just tell me one thing. How do I double-cross both of them and become the leader of the Elder Gods myself?
As with his Omni Devil Eyes on full show now, Omni Vegito would show to us all that maybe, just maybe, he had entered this tournament with a plan nobody saw coming.
But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag cross in the comments down below and let me know just what is Omni Vegito's plan. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full